Master of Photography is an extraordinary photographic contest. Thousands of candidates from across Europe applied. Only 12 were chosen.
Photography for me is research.
8 weeks, 8 different challenges to master in order to win the first and largest competition open to amateurs and professional photographers.
What makes my pictures is me that's taken them.
In each episode, a world-famous photographer mentors the contestants.
I don't like to just look at the tits.
Judging the pictures, 3 leaders in the world of photography. Oliviero Toscani.
What you say is completely off.
Simon Frederick.
Sometimes mistakes are fantastic.
Ruth Blies Luxembourg.
You are using a language which is the language of the postcard. Sorry, no, right here.
Each week, one contestant is eliminated, losing their chance to win the biggest prize ever for a photographic competition, 150,000 euros.
You ready? Never give up.
Who will master all 8 challenges? Who will be crowned Sky Art's Master of Photography? Close to the end of this incredible competition. You've done several tasks. Hang on there with all your last strength. Be brave. Welcome the 3 judges that are the only 3 people you really have to win over. And good luck.
Hi, photographers. There are only 5 of you left. Us judges have decided to send you all back home. You all look a little bit confused.
But it's a joke or not? No joke.
The reason we're sending you back home is because the name of this task is Home Sweet Home.
This time we are asking you to choose 3 photographs to represent your world, your home, to us. One of the 3 shots will be a self-portrait of you in your own home. But how you interpret self-portrait is up to you.
You really have to go deep. That is an incredible opportunity to affirm your real imagination.
We're going to look at some photographs to get some inspiration and some visual input.
In the history of photography, this is the first important self-portrait. The naked man is actually Mr. Bayard himself. Bayard actually staged his own suicide.
Here we have a work by the Japanese artist Tatsumi Orimoto. And over a few years, he's been documenting the close relationship he has with his mother, who has Alzheimer and Alzheimer-related depression.
And this is a self-portrait of Johnny Briggs, English photographer. He had the luck or the unluck to be the only boy with 4 sisters. In this picture, he does affirm his personality and probably the fact that he's homosexual. He will be here to help you to improve your work.
So, photographers, it's time to go to the kit room and choose your equipment.
Have you ever done a self-portrait?
Well, it's a very tricky subject.
I bet.
Because you tend to be self-indulgent in there.
The portrait is also your vision of the life and your culture.
Well, I think you can make it into a critical exploration of the self. So you can use props, you can use the house, you can use spaces which tell us more about the person.
I want to show how much paradise my home is to me. It will be like the biggest holiday someone ever gave to me.
Well, let's see what the contestant will bring back. They say that home is where the heart is. It is the place where emotions acquire physical form, free from any constrictions. The place where we can take shelter or run away from. And today, after more than 7 weeks, our contestants are finally returning home to their family and friends.
Hello.
Hola, Martucci. Hola. ¿Me abres?
Hello.
This is my home. This is the best place on the planet, I swear. Okay. Hello. Nobody there.
I want to go home and see my family, but as always, the Queen comes first for the military. I want to get my photos done for work and my soldier side before I go home and see the family, because I don't want to have to go and see them and then say bye-bye.
Like Rupert, also Gabriele prefers to concentrate on the task and heads toward his old art school, where his passion for photography began. The contestants will have to take 3 pictures that best represent themselves and their world.
Isn't this the best place ever? To me it is. ¿Estabas escondida o qué?
One of these pictures has to be a self-portrait.
Polish my shoes, polish my medal.
For the shooting, they only have 12 hours from the moment they insert their memory card in the camera. How will they manage to sum up their entire life in just 3 pictures? Will they be able to go deep in their emotions and impress the jury?
Questa non la capirà mai, Simon.
The location I choose to take the pictures, it's called Monegros. When I think at home, I always have this image of this ground, and that is very special of all Aragon, that is my region. My grandfather worked in a mine that is near the area that we were shooting. It's funny because my grandfather, Cipriano, was a photographer in his village to take photos of the identity cards. He was the first photographer in our family. Perfect. The relationship with my family is much better now that I'm not living at home. Vale, mamá, tú no estás muy estática. Julia está bien, pero in the past my mother was a little bit cold with me and my little sister Julia, but now it's everything resolved. A ver, Ingrid Bergman. I like that idea of directing. La cara normal. No, es que mamá no funciona. No funciona nada. I decided to go for a topic that is not very obvious when you think of Home Sweet Home. Because I need to see my shoulders on a photo, and I don't want to see them in this. To me, home is something that you have to find inside yourself, and that I know that I haven't done that yet. The first photo I want to take is a close-up of my face and trying to really put the emotions that I have inside me on my face.
don't know what to do, actually. I think the camera should be behind us, or we can stretch.
Jan's partner used to be a professional ballet dancer, just like him.
Oh, I can stretch you.
Now her passion has been passed on to her daughter.
My daughter, she want to be a dancer, and I have to stretch her for that she get to the ballet school. It's something what I love to do. I also like it that she, sort of speaking, share our passion about the dance. We never push her to be a dancer. She really wanted to always.
It's nice. My old school, place very important for me because that's the place that everything began. Prof! Come sta?
Bene, tu?
Bene. È un prof di fotografia. I discovered the darkroom here. I was a problematic guy, always around. I don't like school. When I discovered this place, I completely, changed my mind. Here I decided to become a war reporter.
I've got my Iraq and my Afghanistan medals. The difference between me and like Gabriella, who's he will never drop his camera and he'll never not shoot something, he'll keep going. Whereas for me, I've got limits, well, what I wouldn't shoot is a dead soldier or body bags with soldiers in it, because for me, that's just not sending the right message of what I want to do. This is where I've got to leave you behind due to security reasons. I've been privileged to be able to go into Buckingham Palace, but unfortunately the crew can't come with me, so you're going to have a cup of coffee, and I'm going to go up on the roof and take a portrait.
Gaining access to Buckingham Palace is a privilege, but will an exclusive location be enough for a successful photo?
My weapon isn't my camera because I'm still armed when I go out on patrol, and my weapon is my gun. I think what a camera is a device to show the world what we're doing, and especially at the moment where we have so much stuff going on and points of view can be completely wrong about what goes on. With the camera, you can get an honest view of what the army are doing.
Encuentra el sitio adecuado, ¿ok?
Que no se ve en la pantalla, le pega el sol.
Correr, anda, porfa, que vamos mal de tiempo. We have to literally run through the mountains to catch the sun because it was going down. I've chosen to be in the picture, but in a frame. My father is the one who holds me because we have the same character and sometimes we fight, but he's the one that always tries me to be strong and stronger.
Es que voy sofocado de tanto correr.
Eres el mejor. It was a beautiful day. My family was a great team, and we will always remember this day. It's not that easy to explain and also talk about it on why there is this inner pain.
Laura's sister and mother have arrived home.
Mama!
Her mother is also the architect that designed and built Laura's personal paradise.
I guess it's a long journey of accepting yourself, and I'm really, a few years ago, I was on the opposite end of accepting myself. I was my own hell.
Nö, ich glaube nicht. It's the first time I shot a photo of me being naked and you can see actually something. I have some photos where I just hide everything, so it looks basically the same as in a new body. But this time was really a big step because it's a lot more honest. I think with that picture I also make myself really vulnerable.
Die N zurück. Die finde ich Hammer von der Pose, wie aus dem Vogel.
Die da ist halt die schönere. Die da ist halt die schönere.
Ja.
Und die da ist halt eher
ja,
komisch.
Genau. Aber mach nochmal. Also ich finde das und das finde ich auch ganz toll.
Na, ich glaube, die mache ich noch ein paar Mal.
Ja, genau.
Okay. What I did today was really not easy to me. To be that honest and open, to be naked in front of the camera. Now that I've done it, I'm proud and I'm satisfied and I'm happy I did it, and no matter what the jury will say.
Bella, tutto bene? Sono un massello.
Anche te, vedo, sei un massello.
No, che cazzo dici? Sto anche dimagrendo. We are making tattoo. That's Simone, one of my best friends. We grew up together. He's a person that, I was living with. And we have a studio in our room. Making tattoo, making piercing, I was young before. I want to use the blood because it represents the sacrifice. Everything you want in the life, you need to struggle, you need to suffer. I would like really to take a picture about myself because I'm not, the selfie generation. It's difficult to represent yourself, especially, if you need to say something about yourself.
Sembra un cadavere, davvero.
Esatto.
Lignite, geh weg, bitte. Ich kann das nicht sehen, bitte. Lignite, bitte. Ich kann das nicht sehen. Leni. At the age of 17, I went to the ballet school in Moscow and Bolshoi, and unfortunately then I had an injury. I don't know if I will really show this picture, just out of the trial. And I want to represent that I'm just sitting, how lonely you are, basically, because you can't do anything, you just sit and you wait. And after being a 15 years dancer, which when you're constantly with the people and you're constantly active, you be alone.
3, 2, 1, Foto.
Yeah, it's a big shock.
Я сейчас уберу, вообще уберу. Спасибо, Мария. So I'm at home and I'm looking forward to seeing my little girls. They don't know I'm coming, so it'll be quite a nice little surprise. Hello? Come give me a cuddle. Hello? Is it funny?
I missed you.
You missed me? I missed you both. Have I?
Daddy going to stay up?
I'm not for a long time. I'm visiting and then I'll be staying at home forever soon. I've only got a week left. Hello. I'm through. That thing he's got's a camera, and then you'll be on telly with Daddy.
I'm an artist and a photographer.
Yeah, Grace does photography.
I'm an artist and a photographer too. Can we on telly, Mummy? Yeah.
You can do some drawing, and Molly can help me do some photographs. Help me. Go on, big push. Nearly there. Yay! High five. Molly, I want you to go and find a toy to play with here. Go and find something fun to play with. Yes. You're doing really well, Molly. I love you, and I love you, Grace. I've really missed you two. And I come home and I make you do all this work.
I've drawn him.
Can you draw a picture of me in my army uniform?
I'm funny.
You're funny.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I grew up in Cascina Gobba, the suburb of Milan, with my grandmother. I was here until when I was 12. Here was an amazing place. I stayed all the time playing with children. You know, it was like a gang, you know, running around, you know, ring the bell and run away. Minchia, quanto tempo ci ho passato a giocare qua, veramente. Ok, mettilo così, tienilo così. Tienilo così. Ciao, no! Com'è? Sei bella, sei bella. Io sono stanco, no? Stanco, sto lavorando tanto. Meglio così, meglio. I like this place because when I come back here, I feel happy. It's not beautiful, but for me it's the beautiful thing that I remember. Adesso ho finito la giornata, adesso mi sa che vado a casa. Vabbè, ciao, no?
Ciao.
Fai brava. Grazie a te.
Our contestants have shown us their homes, their families, and most of all, themselves.
Mr. Jelly.
It's called Mr. Jelly and the Pirates.
Mr. Jelly and the Pirate.
Did they go deep inside, or have they merely scratched the surface of their lives? And will the pictures be strong enough to impress the jury?
We will see.
Back in the studio, the contestants are facing the second part of the task, picture editing. They have to select 3 pictures that best describes their homes and themselves. One wrong decision could cost them a place in the final.
I have to pretend that I don't know the story, like I see this picture for the first time. I could take anything, and it will be very clear image to me, but the most difficult part, that the image would be clear for the rest of the world.
The tension is clearly rising, and the contestants must be extremely focused if they want to make the right choice. Likely they can rely on the opinion of one of the rising stars of international photography, Johnny Briggs. Born in London in 1985, Johnny Briggs' works are a fusion of photography, sculpture, and painting. Using his own parents and relatives as models, the British photographer recreates and reimagines relationships and the memories from the past.
You think that the medium of photography is especially useful to understand questions around identity?
Definitely. I used to detest having my photograph taken as a child, to adopt a certain facial expression, to behave in a particular way, which I found incredibly artificial. And I think that periphery between what's real and what's not, in terms of someone's identity, is something that's really interesting to play with within photography. This medium where we've moved from the camera never lies to the camera always lies. I'm very interested in this dynamic that you've set up with the camera. Like an intimate relationship, on the other hand, could be considered almost like a suicide in some ways, setting yourself up for a vulnerable position to be shot.
It's interesting to see so much of what I wanted to say without me saying a word. That's really... yes!
There seems to be a periphery between tenderness and violence within these images.
Yeah, that is war, though. It is, and life doing what we do. There's a lot of tenderness, probably more so than there is actually violence.
That's the place where I grew up.
So looking back to childhood, but through adult eyes, almost in some ways looking back to looking forward.
Yeah. That's the good thing about an artist. When you show the picture to someone, you take some point of view that help you to understand yourself.
What's happening within this image?
Yeah, that's my daughter, and she wanted to become a ballerina and want to dance, of course.
There seems to be an understated threat of violence here. Mm-hmm. The position of your girlfriend's foot appears painfully relevant as well.
This is a self-portrait I did.
And was this photograph taken indoors of yourself?
Yeah, indoors.
Ah, so there's an interesting periphery between indoors and outdoors, the inside and outside. Yet the bluey-green colour of your surrounding seems incredibly linked to the sky. They feel almost funerary.
Yeah, I decided to make me in the picture like this is because I'm not living with them anymore.
The photographers are now entering the final stage, post-producing their series. They now have only a few minutes to enhance and correct their works by cropping their shots, adjusting the contrast and brightness of the image, modifying the color scheme, and dodging and burning their photograph.
The tube picture, I've cropped in just slightly because it was very loose, and I've taken the exposure down on some of the commuters on the train and brought myself out a little bit so you can clearly see that I'm the subject of the picture.
The first one, I cropped it even more. There was a little bit of hair on top and I didn't like that. I wanted to be my eyes and nose and mouth. And I made the background a little bit darker to make the face pop.
Photographers, time is over.
Welcome back, photographers. I hope you had a good time back home. We are all really looking forward to finding out a little bit more about you through the photographs that you present to us today.
Rupert, did you enjoy to go home?
Oh, it was lovely, yeah. It was good getting back. It was perfect English weather, raining. This project is a day in the life of me in my normal job.
Who held your camera for you on the tube?
A tripod.
So you're lucky that someone didn't take it away on the London Tube.
Yeah.
Through colliding your personal life with your work life, you create an interesting conflict. There's something quite nourishing about that humour that you've created.
Well, for me, actually, it's a missed opportunity. It's a document of your life. You document it, but you don't tell us actually anything. Why did you become a soldier? That would have been interesting to me to find out a bit more.
Photographically very bad. I don't see any heart here in a way. Very boring.
Okay.
Laura, please.
For this topic, I knew I could show you a little paradise with the people I love most, but it wouldn't have told you a lot about who I am. So I decided to open the door to my soul, and it turned out to be a lot about self-hate and pain, and that self-portraits are my therapy.
Is it home sweet home or home bitter home? There seems an entwining or almost like a duality between love and pain. On the one hand, you're nurturing yourself. On the other hand, a self-torture.
I like theater, you know, and of course you like theater too. You are enough ambitious to be there all the time. So that, I think, is a choice. But then, if you do that, then really you have to go extreme.
What do you mean by more extreme?
Just go ahead. I mean, the camera shouldn't be there, the mirror shouldn't be there, then nothing, just you.
Yes, it seems you're caught within the idea of reflection, be it the mirror that reflects you or the camera that reflects you. But this is going round and round, this circular, self-reflexive, narcissistic obsession.
Gabriele?
My last 12 years I spent traveling abroad, but if I need to focus on a place that really feel at home, it's the place that I grew up. Second picture is the dark room. I spend time alone in the silence, thinking about myself.
I look at it as a strip. The last two images almost are joined together, like the lower part of you is disintegrating, and the upper part, you are a corpse. So that has a strength.
I don't know if your ignorance helps you. You can be very strong in very primitive, ugly situation. You go by instinct. You don't conform to tendency in photography, and you go ahead. I think this is great work.
Oh, Rupert, the ignorance of my picture.
Ignorance is bliss.
Okay, Marta, here we are. All for you.
In this task, I wanted to create a triptych that makes sense all together, but also individually. I wanted to be myself as a friend because I'm not living with them anymore. So I want to make powerful the feeling of absence.
The story that you're telling us is quite melancholic. It's almost like you've died. They're holding this picture of you, and I think you've done it very well. I think it's the first time in this competition that I've seen a piece of work that's actually surprised me. I've seen you flourish, and I congratulate you for it. From a technical point of view, I love the way that you've joined the horizon of the mountains in every single picture, because it gives balance to all three individual pictures. It makes them one.
Very touchy. An incredible reportage of a person. You achieved to put with the form to tell me a great story.
Jan.
As a dancer, you don't have a real home. You leave home by the age of 12. You go to internat, you study there. This place becomes to be your home, and these people around has become to be your family. Why? And sometimes it's happened that you have an accident. And so you lose this home. And you lose for 1 second everything what you had. Your friends, your job, your family, in my case. And you lose the ability to move. And it's the worst things which can happen to a dancer, and the worst things what can happen to a normal person. By coincidence, my daughter, she want to be a dancer. And so every evening I have to help her to go through and to stretch her. And this is my daily life, that I have my new home. And it's a very happy picture, and I try to focus on that one.
Jan, I think it's the first time in this competition that you've actually presented work from your heart, from your soul.
The focal point is on the daughter, and you are helping her, you're supporting her, so that's very beautiful.
On the one hand, there's what you want to get from the work personally. Then, on the other hand, there's what you want to say artistically. And the two don't always fit together.
The form is not as strong as you're feeling. You went very high, but then when you go very high, you have to be organized. Otherwise, no oxygen.
Thank you, Jan. Johnny, thank you for being here with us. Your insights were absolutely fantastic and on the money.
Oh, it was a pleasure to be here.
Now it's time for us to carefully analyze your photos and come to a very, very difficult decision.
Well, in this case, I see more than the other time that the three pictures together, they make a story.
There's one that just stands out for me a million miles. 3 pictures and 1 self-portrait, done beautifully.
But also Gabriele is achieving something very powerful here, something we could even call uncanny.
For me, it's the most powerful.
Rupert somehow missed an opportunity here. I mean, the life of a soldier, the home life of a soldier, could be a rich mine to harvest.
Very elementary.
Hey.
I can see happier faces.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. Why do you think they performed so well in this task? The narrative or the presentation of 3 images that illustrate your family, it's clearer.
Yeah.
It's great. In a way, they are learning, you could say.
They are learning. I think so.
We got some oxygen here. We got some hope.
Have you come to a conclusion? Do you know your...
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Should we go let them know?
Yes.
Let's go.
Photographers, it's time to face the verdict.
Gabriele, you can stand up. I really appreciate this work. It's beyond what you normally conceive. And here you come with something very eccentric and to me very strong. Sometimes being ignorant is a sign of culture.
Yeah, at the end, final. I'm very happy. It's the reason that pushed me so far. I'm here to win, of course.
It gives me a lot of pleasure to call you Marta. It's the first time in this competition where I've looked at a picture and it hasn't needed any explanation. For me, it's fantastic.
You clearly are the best one today. You have improved, you have changed, you have expanded. Thank you.
I'm in the final, and the first feeling that I have is that I'm super proud of myself, I think, for the first time ever.
This time, there were 3 series of work that we found the least successful. Jan, you didn't really go into take the passion that you have and really go inside yourself to actually share that with us visually.
To see myself in the picture and to see my story, it is the most difficult thing. I'm too close to that story to analyze it.
Laura, and I understand your aesthetic is about portraying home as yourself. But even in this picture where you are saying that you are showing your vulnerability, you're still hiding.
If you deal with aesthetics, you have to be a real master. And if you're not, it's a disaster like this.
I'm still proud that I stepped out of my comfort zone. A big, big, big step. And I'm still happy I did it.
Rupert.
In this work, it seems like you want to please everyone. And by doing that, you don't please anyone in the end.
You want to tell a lot of things. Taking a picture is to take away, not to put in. Otherwise, it's mediocrity.
I was a bit embarrassed last week about being so emotional about my imagery. And I maybe held off a bit about myself because of how I felt after that.
Photographers, here is the hardest part. This is difficult because overall, the level of the work was very high. The least successful series was I'm sorry, Lara, yours. You will not be the Sky Arts Master of Photography.
It's fine. What's happening here is we're going round and round. It's a very circular conversation. It's a monologue you're having with yourself.
The rest of you, we'll see you for the next assignment. But it's not time to celebrate, guys, because we're not going to be easy on you. We want to see the best. We want to be surprised.
And this is still pretty good, being number 5 out of several thousand people. I will be a little bit sad that I haven't shown what I could have shown. I'm also happy to go home and see my family in my little paradise.
In the next episode of Master of Photography, the contestants will be flown to 4 different European capitals.
Inside those files are the secret of your destinations.
They will be investigating the future of Europe using the instrument of the past.
On there are 4 small wooden boxes. This is all the equipment that you will have.
An incredible artist will be waiting their return. The winner of Master of Photography will be finally revealed.